All right. Out here for episode 5 in the field, shooting in northwestern Montana right now. It's a beautiful, sunny May day. Not raining today, so that's a plus. A lot of smoke, not smoke. A lot of dust in the air right now. Should make for some cool photos. So we're out here just shooting mountains, shooting some little towns in the area, and just kind of seeing what we can get. If you know, you know. You know? All right, we're back in the studio about to edit some of these photos that we just took. We're going to be kind of applying what we've went over in the last few weeks in terms of editing and just seeing what we got. So let's dive in. So for this one, I'm going to raise the exposure just a little bit, as I normally like to do. Play with the contrast. I think this one's already kind of contrasty, so I'm actually going to pull it down, which is not what I normally do. And then with highlights, you know, my normal thing, pull them down, kind of see what they're doing. Same with shadows, I do my normal thing, bring it up to around, 10. The whites, you kind of want to mess around. This was more of a midday photo, so I'm going to dip those whites a lot to get a little bit more of a flatter image. And then the blacks, like I've explained, I always kind of leave them at like a -10. So for this guy, it's a little cold, so let's warm it up here. I'm going to add a little bit of green, I think. Yeah, that warmth looks good. Yeah, a little bit of green. That's just kind of my style of what I like to do. And then I'm going to up the saturation around 10. That's what I'm kind of doing with everything, 10 to 15. And then, as you guys know, I'm always sharpening. I'm kind of random with it, around 35 and then masking around 75. And then also I'm going to bring, almost forgot, my clarity slider down there. So there's the old one, there's the new. And let's just crop that guy at a 5.4. And boom, there you have your photo. I think for this next one, I really already like the scan. It looks really nice. It's very close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the exposure up a little bit to just get a little bit more life in those shadows. With the contrast, just add a little bit, but not too much. It's already contrasty because you have the sunset. Highlights, same thing. I'm dropping those a little bit, kind of what I normally do. Same with the shadows here, just getting a little bit more detail. And then the whites, again, lately I've been really liking the whites down more and more. And then blacks, again, I'm just kind of presetting at a -10. So as you can see, that's already making a little bit of a difference. I really like how this one looks, so I'll add a little bit more warmth just because it is a sunset. But with everything else, I'm kind of going to just leave it, give a little bit more of a saturation, and yeah, I feel good about that. Maybe a little warmer here. Yeah, I like that. Same thing, clarity, we're just going to dip that down to about 10. Sharpening, same thing, around the 30-40 range. And yeah, there you go. It's minor, but it adds a little bit more life to the photo. So I want to show this one because this one is a very unique circumstance. This one was shot at midday. Not my favorite time, not my favorite photo, to be quite honest. So first I'm going to get it straightened up because I do think we can pull some life and make this a usable photo, even though I don't really use mini photos, if any at all, during midday. So for that, again, because the highlights are so much, and there's so much contrast, I'm going to bring down the exposure. But since this is medium format, I am actually going to add a little bit of contrast. With the highlights, I'm going to bring those down a ton. And same thing with the shadows, it'll pull them up a little bit. But the reason I'm pulling the highlights and the whites down is to really make it a little bit more flat and not make it so dynamic so it doesn't look like it was taken midday where it's super bright and super contrasty. And as you can see, that's already flattening it out. And now I'm just kind of adding my color. So if this was taken more towards sunset, it would be a little warmer, a little more green is kind of my vibe that I like. And so as you can see, it's really starting to look like a usable photo. Whereas when I first saw the scan, I really hated it, to be quite honest. Turn the saturation up a bit. And yeah, you've got something honestly really usable. I'm actually pretty surprised. Clarity will go down negative 10-ish, and same thing with the sharpening. And yeah, no, this is a really usable photo now, whereas before it definitely wasn't. So for this last one, I love this shot. This is this is kind of at the beginning of golden hour. I love this spot, super dope spot. So first I'm going to crop, rotate just a little bit to center up that house a bit. It looked a little crooked. And sometimes when there's multiple things in view, you kind of split the difference, you know. Exposure, I'm going to drop it down just because it's at sunset. Pull up just the contrast, just a hair, not too much. Just to bring out that dynamic. Highlights, same thing. I'm dipping those down a little bit. Same with the shadows. You know, as you can see, a lot of my editing is kind of the same. And then I tweak things as needed. Like with the last photo, I dropped the whites a ton. Again, blacks down negative 10. Then with this one, you know, it's sunset. So I'm going to add a little bit of gold in there. Really want to feel that warm light hitting the building. And then, again, my style personally right now is just, I like the greens. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of green. Just that warmth a little bit more, saturate this guy, and yeah, he's pretty much there already. So again, clarity, just dip it down a little bit, flattens it out a bit, sharpen this up, and yeah, you're on your way to a really nice looking photo. All right, y'all, that is a wrap for episode 5 in this teaching series. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of the culmination of everything we've learned being put into practice in this episode. If you did enjoy it, please drop a like and also consider subscribing and leave a comment if any of these tips over the last few months have helped you in any way. All right, we'll see you guys next time.